Hello guys, and welcome to another video in my channel. My name is Sebastian Cavazzoli, and in this video you're gonna watch the time-lapse of this sculpt I made based on the concept that was made by the account ZBrush that you can find on Instagram. I will leave his Instagram on the description below, okay? So the idea was to create the actual character that is underneath those clothes that you can see. So you imagine a cute guy under those clothes, but actually it's an ugly cute monster. So yeah, it was really fun to make, and thank you all that were there in the stream. I remember I only stream in Spanish and sometimes in Portuguese, so yeah, that's why these time lapses are in English. So I'm gonna continue with the frequently asked questions about me and my channel, and the first question for this video is: did I work for games? So yes, I worked for games. I worked freelancing for games first. I did some animation, some modeling, some texturing, some random stuff for games. And then I joined a company named Globant to work for EA, for a project for EA. The project was Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville. I will also leave a link to the trailer of the game in the description, and yeah, it's super cool. It was an amazing experience. I learned a lot from my colleagues, from the guys at EA also, and yeah, you can imagine working for a game like that was an awesome experience. Really, there is absolutely nothing bad I can say about that experience. So moving on, the next question is: where am I from? And I am from Argentina, guys. I am from Neuquén, from Patagonia. When I was 6 years old, around 6 years old, I went to Brazil to live 4 years, and then I came back to Argentina, but this time to Buenos Aires. And just about some 3 months ago, I came again to Neuquén, and I'm living here for now, and I'm really happy I'm back here. So where did I study? I did study animation in Da Vinci school here in Argentina. It was in Buenos Aires. But yeah, I didn't learn what I do today, right? I didn't learn modeling, sculpting, and that stuff. I learned animation for films, and yeah, today I don't animate anything. Everything I do today I learned with online courses, YouTube videos, practice, and working. I always say this, guys: if you really like something, you will get far. Next question is add-ons. Do I use any add-ons in Blender? I don't use any add-ons in Blender. I only use some that are there by default, and they are loop tools that you can find it on the user preferences under add-ons. And the other one is the Node Wrangler. Those are the only two add-ons I use in Blender, and I don't download or buy any other add-on. Just because I think I don't need them, and I'm okay with the default stuff that is there in Blender. I often get asked, how do I render a sculpt? And yeah, I think I made some videos talking about that, but here it goes again. I just poly paint it if it's in ZBrush, or I vertex paint it if it's in Blender. If I continue in Blender, that it's my usual workflow, I leave the different parts that are going to be with different materials separated in the model, so that then I can throw in there some materials with the principal shader, and then yeah, I connect the vertex paint into the color, I play with the principal shaders settings, and I create some procedural textures and combine them with color ramps, mix RGBs and that stuff. I really try to maintain it as simple as possible, because the part that I enjoy the most is sculpting. So when I finish a sculpt, I want to finish it fast, you know, the render process, so I can start another one. Another way to render is, for example, these guys that I'm doing, these Fall Guys skins. I'm creating the model in ZBrush, then I poly paint it and I decimate it and throw it into Marmoset. Nothing else, I just play with the lights and stuff in Marmoset, and I'm ready to go. A super frequent question I receive is: what are the specs of my PC? And let me tell you guys, I don't know anything about computers. I'm just too bad at those stuff, but I collected here some information for you guys. So my PC had 64 gigabytes of RAM, but some of that just broke, so I'm now with 32 gigabytes of RAM. My graphics card is an Asus GTX 1660 Ti and I have 3 terabytes of hard disk storage. Before that, I was working with a laptop that was the MSI GE62 Apache Pro, and everything worked just fine, so I don't know the difference, but yeah, there it is. You can Google it, or if you're a PC expert, you will understand what I'm talking about. I have no idea. So some people ask me, how do I do the gradient on the background, and followed by that, what do I do on post-production? So I try to let the less to the post-production, so that I do it all in the software I'm rendering, and then yeah, I just tweak some stuff in the post-production, like I don't know, I throw in a levels adjustment or a curves, and I create the background. The background I created in Photoshop. You know, the paint bucket, if you maintain it pressed, you get the gradient tool, and then yeah, you click and drag your mouse and then you release, and you have that nice gradient. Of course, you can play with that gradient in Photoshop, in image adjustments, and then you can, I don't know, throw in a curves, a levels, or a hue and saturation to change the colors and stuff. But yeah, that's basically it. That's what I do in the post-production, and that's how I create my background gradient. Another question is, how do I get that image on the background in Blender and in ZBrush? So in Blender, I create a camera, and in the camera settings you can create a background image. I put it in front, and then I adjust the camera to fit the perspective of my character. The same in ZBrush, you load that concept as a texture, and then you click it and add it to the spotlight, and then you can use the spotlight to play around with it. Of course, I'm not going to enter in detail of how to play with the spotlight or some stuff like that, because there's plenty of this stuff in YouTube. And another question I super receive is, how do I change from object to object in Blender in the sculpt mode? So basically, I just leave sculpt mode and then go to object mode from the object I'm sculpting, and then I select another object in object mode, and I enter the sculpt mode of that other object. I think you can do it automatically. There was an add-on or a setting you could touch to do it, but I don't know where that is because I never used it. I'm just too comfortable exiting that sculpt mode to the object mode, selecting the other object, and then re-entering sculpt mode for that other object. So that's it for the questions. If you have any other question that I haven't mentioned here in the video, you can leave it on the comments below. We're getting to the end already. You see me touching the final details here. I left the nails to paint it later after the stream, but then I just created them using a cube. I deformed it and I just placed it everywhere and painted it super simple, and that's it. And this is the monster you have been playing with when you play Fall Guys without even noticing. So yeah, I wanted to let you guys know. Thank you all guys for watching. If you liked the video, just leave a like or a comment in the comment section below. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram, on Twitch, on everything. The links are below. Okay, so thank you again, and see you guys on the next video.